Buongiorno, darlings. Happy December. I can't even believe that it's, that time and space have brought us to December of 2023. So welcome. If this is your first time here on my channel, my name is Sarah. I'm so excited that you're here. I am a mystic, a divine feminine channel, a spiritual counselor, if you will. My consciousness has come from a different time and space to come down and run this human avatar, Sarah, to help you make sense of what's going on right now and help bring you back into alignment with your true, authentic self. So today we are going to be going over the month of December, and I would love for you to grab your journal, your coffee or tea, whatever snacks that you would like. We are going to talk about, I have everything written down, so I'm going to do a little bit of an update, my personal predictions for the month. I'll talk about the astrology, and then I have my tarot cards that represent this area of the astrological wheel, kind of give a little bit of imagery, and then at the end I'm going to channel my guides and see what messages that they have for me. And I'm so excited about the next year and what's to come. My offerings are all changing. That's what I'll start with the update. But why don't you go grab your coffee or tea? We can use the selenite, which I use as the sun on my personal board, but we can use this peach selenite. Pause the video, go grab your coffee or tea, and join me at the cafe table. Take your time. Beautiful. Alrighty, Rainy Rooney. So a personal update for me and just what my offerings are, and I'll do a whole video on that. But December is going to be the last month that I put out complimentary on my YouTube channel, the individual rising sign readings for the new moon and the full moon. I'm going to be always having my introductory videos to the month, to the season, and I believe I'm going to be doing the introductory videos for the new moon and the full moon, but I'm going to be offering some healings, some very, very aggressively priced, purchasable at-home offerings for you. So that's very, very exciting. I can't wait. I'm going to offer it all in December. So although December is kind of my personal crossover, where it's the old finishing up and then the new of what 2024 is bringing, which is kind of a theme, as the title of the video states. What did I call it? The celebration before the ... It just has this feeling, micro and the macro, that for so many of us, the light workers, I don't even like to say like the ones doing the work, but if you've been on this path and you're trusting the energies and you're following the signs and you're looking at your role in everything that has been happening in this world, I just have this new feeling going into 2024 that it's really going to be blessed, abundant, busy at some times, for lack of a better term. I think whatever offerings you have been given to the world, you're going to have a lot of people that need you. Every single person that is of the same, kind of role that I'm playing. If you hold space for others, if you're keen to hold space for others, you're going to have a line of people out the door. So it's going to be pretty apparent, the timeline split going into 2024. And there's no judgment in any capacity. Your reality is your reality. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's what you've chosen. That's what you've chosen to believe in. There's going to be definitely a little bit of cognitive dissonance. I think when one timeline bumps into someone that's on a different timeline, it's going to be like, wow, you shine like a minor league baseball player. What's going on? Who am I talking to? Why are you so bright? Why am I feel so safe around you, but at the same time really frustrated and triggered? And it's, when you are sovereign and you speak from I statements and you have personal autonomy over your thoughts, words, actions, and intentions, and you lead with love and you lead with your heart and you have an open heart, whether you're divine masculine or divine feminine, regardless, when you are in front of someone that has chosen maybe subservience, for lack of a better term. I'm doing what I'm told, and then after that I was told that I can go, play outside or have my freedom or have whatever it is. That world is changing. It is, astrologically speaking, crumbling. So there's going to be some awakenings happening, and I don't want to call them rude awakenings, but very aggressive awakenings coming in 2024. So that's why my predictions are saying this is a little bit of the celebration. December. We had eclipse season, the end of October. November was one of the most intense energetic months I've ever experienced in my human existence. I have a lot of resources for you, definitely. Mental health going into the holidays, that's a video that could be worth your time and energy. Sag season introductory video, that could be worth some time and energy. And definitely, if you are new to the channel, the waking up post-woke stories, those are my human's tales and how I've gotten from, birth until now. So those are definitely worth your times and energies. But the image that my guides gave me when I was really setting up to record this video was a little bit of the song that comes into my mind. Leaving on a jet plane, I don't know when I'll be back again. And I want to highlight it in more of an ancient way, where think of the first explorers, and within your family line. Please do not utilize any sleeper cells or think of Columbus was a blah, 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 and this person was a blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about any sort of that. Look back in your family line, in your family history, and the explorers, the, hunter-gatherers, or the ones that I live in the United States in the North Shore of Massachusetts, so a lot of the people that are in my area of the world are second, third generation that have come over. So a lot of their grandparents or great-grandparents were first generation to come over to this land. So think of it in that capacity. Whereas those family members, as a light worker, as the beings that are here with me, that's what we're feeling right now. That's what we're feeling. What it must have felt like to be packing up your possessions. I'm literally leaving, going from the land that I know and all the people that I know into a land that I've never experienced before. I believe that there's opportunity. I believe that I can make it work. I believe that this is best for my family. I have to do this. But they had no guarantees. And the families that they left behind, okay, maybe I'll see you, maybe I won't, maybe I'll send a letter for you to come and move there as well. But that's what we, had to do. Or even in ancient times, very, very ancient tribal times where, there's fight between two tribes and, the warriors of each tribe had to, just put on their armor and say, I'm going into battle. One of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose. Either, my God, the most beautiful phrase that has ever been uttered from the movie 300 is come back wearing your shield or on it. That's it. That's the vibe. That's the vibe for the divine feminine and the divine masculine going into 24. That's it. There's nothing else after that. Come back wearing your shield or on it. And I don't mince words. We are in 2023. It is, I can't even say unprecedented times, but we have enough literal, actual wars going on the planet that we don't have enough time in the day to just, I forgot about that one. Oh my goodness, the children? I forgot about that one. And we're so desensitized to it in a way that it's potato. It's the more you meditate and utilize, this spiritual language of grounding, the more you can literally send love to everyone in the world, every single being on the planet. And the more you ground down, the more you can do that as effortlessly as breathing. So instead of being of the lower vibration of, I can't believe there's so much happening, wildly different for, I am so grateful that I have a safe roof over my head. I am not worried about a bomb coming to destroy my home. Why don't I sit and meditate and ground, express my gratitude, and send light to the whole planet and send healing energy to the whole planet? Very different mindset. It is not disassociated. It's just saying, I'm aware of what's going on. I can't physically do anything about it. So why don't I start to do some woo-woo around it? Why don't I start to meditate around it? Because the power of meditation, the power of people coming together in meditation, bigger than you could ever imagine. Much bigger and more powerful than you can ever imagine. And there's many studies and resources that you could DuckDuckGo and research that shows the power of that meditation and shows the power of your mindfulness and shows the power, even utilize like, I think there's been studies that they have two plants and one of them is watered, but you give it so much negative energy and so much shit. And then the other one is watered and all you give it is love, and see the difference between how they flower. We can change the world by changing ourselves, truly, but it starts with you. It starts with you. So my predictions, to go back to that for December 2023, is that it's a little bit of think of the party that those explorers had with their families before they left. Or think of the first beings that, whatever your belief system is on the landing of the moon, whatever your belief system is, let's just, for general purposes, think of the first beings that stepped on the moon, that went into the rocket, that had less technology than the little phone that's recording this video, and they actively chose to sacrifice themselves in whatever way to say, I'm going here, I'm going on a galactic journey. It was 11/11 when I said that. They have no freaking clue if they're going to make it. Another parable is, the wall of plasma comes, or, you touch the mirror and Alice needs to go into the mirror dimension, or, the aliens have arrived and somebody has to go first. Somebody has to walk through the plasma, walk into the mirror dimension, walk into the unknown. That is what is happening. We're having December is your quiet-ish, compared to the last 2 months. That's what I'll say. Compared to October and November, December is going to feel like an absolute beautiful little cakewalk. Confusion, yes, absolutely. But the more we ground, the more we can just accept that confusion is the air around us. It's the same way, I'll use the parable of, pardon my French, a fat. Whereas like when you walk into a room and you smell a fat, do you identify as the fat? Say, oh my God, I'm a fat. No, you say someone has fatted in this room. Same thing with all of this energy, this confusion. When you walk into a room and you feel confused, just visualize a fat and just say, okay, there's a confusion fat happening around here. It can be anxiety. A lot of people are very, very anxious and very, very confused. So when you walk into a public area, a restaurant, a grocery store, whatever it may be, and you feel this immediate anxiety, that's just the fat of everybody's vibration around them. So we don't have to identify as it, but just be cognizant of the fact that you might be very confused. That's okay. You're right on time, but just know that it's not yours, so don't identify with it. Don't identify with it. I also wanted to highlight a very, very interesting thing that came through, and this is just for millennials. We're having a Mercury retrograde so on the 1st of December, Mercury, I'll start over. As I'm recording this, what day is it? It's the 29th. It's the 29th of November. And right now, Mercury in the sky is at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. So Mercury is going to go from where it is right now, retrograde into Capricorn a little bit, and then windshield wiper itself back to, I want to say, please don't quote me on this, around like 20, 21, 22 degrees of Sagittarius, which is where we're going to have this new moon coming up in a few weeks. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then it will go forward. So I would say for my professionals and for my corporate people, for anyone who's looking to make any deals, we don't sign a thing during Mercury retrograde. We don't sign anything. So start wrapping it up now. Maybe wait until the 1st of December, and it's going to go retrograde on the 13th of December, the day after the new moon. So I would say the week of the 4th to the 10th, sign or get off the pot, and then you're going to wait. And then you're going to wait, because we're going to get a little windshield wiper back, have to really revisit some things, and then move forward. The channel that came through was, again, for millennials, is that this is the placement that a significant amount of millennials have their natal Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And it's been prophesized, and I completely agree with this prophecy, that there's a lot of millennials that are here to change certain financial understandings within their line, whether it be like coming into straight abundance, the ones that were, thought of as the cuckoo ones. You couldn't fit into any of the molds. You couldn't figure out school. You couldn't do this. You're ADD, you're ADHD, you, where it's full on, like every single person knows how to learn information, knows how to be educated. We had to break the matrix. We had to break the educational matrix, break sometimes the working matrix, and definitely break the financial matrix. In my private tarot Patreon group, the last 2 readings have been about financial fear. And some of like the air of anxiety, that fat that I was talking about, is because there's this known feeling that financial systems are crumbling and collapsing. From the, Pluto and Capricorn top-down authority to, next month, January 2024, when Pluto goes back into Aquarius, it's going to be power to the people, complete transformation for the people. But I just found this Mercury retrograde going over the natal outer generational planets of the millennials. I found that to be poignant and quite specific. So definitely, if you are feeling this financial fear, if you are feeling this incoming, what the fuck is going on? Pardon me for swearing. I'm trying not to swear in my public videos anymore. I have some Earl Grey tea with organic Earl Grey tea with organic whole milk and organic honey. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. Some water, and then I have some organic dried mango, because honest to goodness, my organic dried fruit, I'll use the word addiction, nothing else tastes like dopamine right now. So I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying that. As a mystic, I feel all the anxiety, all of the fear, all of the, it's coming through in my private Patreon group for tarot, which is a teachings and readings. So I do one reading for the group every week, and then I do a teaching video as well. So there are many resources. Please click the links wherever they may be. I think I have a link below to the Patreon, as well as a link in my about section. Yeah, this is on YouTube. So that's all available for you. So I found that to be just a very specific for the Mercury retrograde. So I'd say for my millennials, set yourself up for success in every single way. I need you to blindly look to your abundant future if you are not in it right now. Know that the feelings that you're having are very generational and happening on the planet right now, because the other generations, this is just coming to me right now, are feeling such fear, and some of the older generations know that the American dream is dead, but they don't know what to do with it. And they're jealous and very frustrated over the youngsters. Youngsters were in our 30s, 40s, for being at an advantageous position where they kind of pointed at you this whole time saying, you're so broken and you're so different and you're never going to figure it out. I feel like there's some version of a reprise coming, but I just have to highlight and remind every single one of you, regardless of what generational quest you are on. And I have a whole download about that I'm going to offer for a purchase on my Gumroad. It's going to be, I think, $2.22. But that's something that I had on my private Patreon, and my guides just literally won't let me put it for free. So I just have to offer it for $2.22. So I'll have that all set up for us. Actually, I'll just create that and put it in the link in the description so you can go purchase that, because every generation in my practice has a specific generational quest to go on. And millennials, we actively chose to come in and not fit into the mold. The generation before us, it was Gen X, where they make the jokes of we weren't allowed to, have gluten-free products, and we had to sit in the back of the station wagon without a frickin' seatbelt, and we were just thrown around like babies with the bathwater. That must have really sucked. That must have really sucked. They might have serious gluten intolerances and have not pooped normally for their entire lives. That's a bummer. But one of the biggest things that I've reminded every single generation, every single client, like whenever your thing, whatever it may be for you, comes, we can't have the I told you so dance. We must always welcome people that are in need. What is it that you need? What can I offer you? What can I offer you? Doesn't have to be for free, but you have to find compassion. You can't be like, oh my God, look at, I have all this money and I have all these things. Told you so, told you so. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's when you lose it as quickly. Like, that's vibrational. That's a lower vibration. So when you receive, we must be gracious in our receive and say, no, I'm receiving this because of the work that I'm doing. And now with this gift, I can offer more. Tony Robbins, the secret to living is giving. Keep giving. Keep offering your services. Keep offering what it is that you are here to offer. So those are my predictions. Please comment any questions below. At this point, we're going to parlay over into the astrology. This is the placements of the planets, and this is the general wheel, the general astrological wheel that starts with Aries and works all the way around to Pisces. So I have the planets that are placed on the 1st of December, 2023. And I have kind of like a little bit of where they're going, but we're just going to chit chat a little bit about the dates. So on the 1st of December, we have Mercury going into the sign of Capricorn over there. So Mercury is the way that we communicate. It's our, Hermes planet, our downloads, how we receive information, but how we articulate ourselves as well. So when Mercury was in Sagittarius, run by Jupiter, it was very, hey, I'm the fucking guy. This is what I have to say about that. It's mutable fire energy, so it can be very brazen in the way we communicate and a little bit like a trickster, whippersnapper type of a stuff. When Mercury goes into the sign of Capricorn, this is cardinal negative earth energy. Yeah, cardinal negative earth energy. This is Capricorn's run by Saturn. So we're going to have a little bit more of a, how do I say? Capricorn won't speak unless they need to. So I feel as though it's, again, not going to be as much like fireworks coming to be. It'll be a little bit, oh no, I heard you. I'm just biting my tongue until it bleeds so I can respond to you and not react and not destroy my legacy, public life, or career. We don't want that in any capacity. So that is on the 1st. Then what else do we got? On the 4th of the month, we have Venus going into Scorpio. Right over here. So Venus has been happy in the sign of Libra, although with the South Node transiting Libra over here, can you see? This was definitely a very interesting time where we want to feel love, we want to feel beauty, and we want to feel abundance. And there might have been a few 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s, maybe 9.5 out of 10s that were offering themselves. Or could be business deals, could be wherever Libra is in your chart, wherever that's falling. But you were just like, I can't. Libra is the scales. So maybe some people did go back and some people are moving forward. Absolutely no judgment. Like, literally, do not judge yourself. Don't double down on judging yourself. Like, just accept the decisions that you made and know that that will lead you back to your most authentic timeline. Sometimes, if you're here with me and I'm a mystic, sometimes we just go down the dark corridor and we're like, I know this isn't for me, but I'm gonna do it because there's some growth and some education down there. So yeah, you're more mystical than I think you are. So that will be very exciting. Venus going into our deep transformation, death and rebirth house. This is the Scorpio house, and Venus scoots actually because it's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius on January 1st. So Venus, again, we had that Venus retrograde over the summer. I just feel like Venus has been kind of chugging, and now it's going to really scoot in the month of December through our collective house of deep transformation, death, and rebirth. These are shared possessions as well. So this is the money access. So the 2nd house is, when we're moving, what we put into the box, and the 8th house is where we move, and the house that we share, the business that we share, all the little things. And also the second house is values and access to resources. We have Jupiter and we have Uranus retrograde in this house right now. Uranus is not going to go direct this month. That will be in January, but Jupiter will go direct on the 30th. So that's going to be very, very exciting. But that'll give us a Venus-Jupiter opposition. Sarah, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm going to also highlight the work of Pam Gregory. I'm going to highlight the work of the Energy Boutique. These are two astrologers that will deep dive into every single conjunction, sextile, square, the whole thing. That is their full language. Astrology is one lens that I utilize to kind of give a little bit of a validation for what you might be feeling, but I'll just highlight those two pages. Those are teachers that I follow that I really learn a lot from. So Pam Gregory does a new moon and a full moon video every single month and does interviews with other like-minded beings that are very informational. I've learned so much from that person. I couldn't recommend her work higher. But when it comes to this opposition, especially with Jupiter being retrograde, let me see if I can grab the date of that. Yes, December 9th, Venus will be in complete opposition of Jupiter, and then Jupiter will go direct on the 30th. Sarah, what does that mean? Don't, with everything that I've just been talking about, all of these lenses together, don't take any offers that don't feel like effortlessly walking through a door. Mercury, I think, what do they call it? The pre-shadow period, I'm not really sure, of it's already at the point that it's going to retrograde again. So whatever themes are going on for you right now, you're going to have to revisit as far as communication, contracts, all those different things. So don't jump at the first offer, don't be blind, and don't make decisions out of financial fear. If there's going to be something that you're offered that you would do if time or money were absolutely no object, do it. If you're taking short pennies for a short payout, when Jupiter finally does go direct on the 30th and we go into January 2024 and you have all of this beautiful stuff that's coming for you, these monies, whatever your values, whatever you've been working on, it's going to come in full force. Are you going to want to do that other thing? That short payout. Do you see what I mean? This is why I love the astrology of it. It gives a little bit of an understanding. So where were we? Okay, so that was Venus going into Scorpio. That's on the 4th. A very exciting transit that we have is Neptune is going direct in Pisces on the 6th. That's a very, 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 it's interesting. So Neptune is our, Poseidon in the sky, if you will. Neptune is water energy in the sign of Pisces, lots of water energy. There's been flooding, there's been tears, there's been flooding, there's been waves, there's been all different things. It's a lot of water energy coming and going. And Neptune is one of our outermost planets. So Neptune going direct, it's kind of like illusion, disillusion, so many different things that are happening. But when Neptune was retrograde, it was kind of like we saw things a little clearer. Pisces runs the 12th house, soul purpose, healing closures, and coming home. If you're alive on the planet right now, you got something to do. You have something to offer. You have something to say in the new reality. Regardless of the timeline you're on right now, you have a very specific purpose. Yes, there are billions of us on the planet, but when you think of billions compared to infinity upon infinity of the consciousnesses in the multiverse, in the universe, that's actually a small number. So if you're on the planet right now, it's a privilege. It's an honor. You're doing something special that's never been done before. It's the prophecy. Very, very exciting stuff. So that is happening on the 6th. So this is coming to me. Hold on. Really look at anything that's offered to you like you're on safari. Look at it as from above and watch how you either Gollum or flounder. Like watch your human avatar. And this is something that my healer, she does a meditation a few times a month. And she had talked about, like, watch yourself. Say, oh my gosh, Sarah the avatar is floundering right now. She's freaking out about this. She's freaking out. She's had more organic dried fruit today than is healthy for a human being, but at least she's eating, so she's doing great. She's doing great. Watch your life like a movie from above. And you'll start to maybe find your archetype. Alrighty, next we're going to have the new moon on the 12th, and this could be very, very different for time zones. The new moon is going to be in Sagittarius at 20 degrees. Moon, that'll be up here. The very next day is when Mercury goes retrograde. So Sagittarius runs the 9th house on the astrological wheel. This is quest, adventure, long distance travel, higher education. This is big, big stuff. If you think of the Sagittarius glyph, it's the archer. Shoot. Big goals, big dreams, big, big, big stuff. Definitely go watch the Sagittarius season introductory video. I had highlighted, I think it's called Expanded Focus. So whatever you're focused on right now is what you're creating. Even if it is the tiniest little pinhole in the future that you say, that's where I'm going, I need you to focus perfectly on that and not get distracted by any flashy dumpster fire. None of them. That's not my reality. Just say that's not my reality. And move along with reverence, with guidance, with trust. There's not a judgment in the world. That's just your reality. It's not mine. So I don't have to be a part of it. That's okay. But these are big goals, big dreams. Please look at where 20 degrees of Sagittarius falls in your own birth chart. You can very easily DuckDuckGo free birth chart, free general birth chart. Very, very easy, accessible stuff. This is big, big things. You want to travel, you want to go somewhere, you have big, big, big goals. And even, like I said, even if it's just a pinhole, focus on it from there. I have I forget what I called it, a manifestation technique. I'll see if I can find, it's for free on my YouTube channel, so definitely scroll down. It's like an accessible manifestation technique or manifestation technique. I want to say it's over the summer that I posted it. It's about a coffee cup that you put down on a table, and it's connecting to your future self in a way that you don't have to figure out the how. You just have to look at what it is that you're doing every day. And it's a very accessible way. I'm going to see if I can find it and put the link to that below for you. So that's going to be our new moon. Mercury goes retrograde the next day. Yay! We have the solstice. The solstice when the sun goes into Capricorn. It's a very exciting time. That's like God's quarterly. It's a good time. It's a really wonderful time. That's happening, what is it? For where I live, it's going to be on the 21st at 22:28, so a little bit later in the evening. So it's like the 21st, 22nd, I reckon, is when we're going to have it's the first day of winter or the first day of summer, whichever area of the world that you're living. And that's going to be a really exciting time. Capricorn runs legacy, public life, and career. You know, the 6th house over here, Virgo, is what you do every day. This is like, and this is after you're dead, your sole purpose and things like that. But what do you want to be known for? What do you want to know yourself for? And not like I could never do that. But truly, you can have anything you want on this planet. But we just keep thinking so small. We really do. We keep thinking so small. So that is the sun going to Capricorn, and then the 23rd, Mercury is going to retrograde back into Sagittarius. See this excitement that's happening up here? See all that? It'll feel like we're on a complete public stage. It'll feel as though everyone's watching and everyone is looking at you. If you're on your path, yeah, you're all about to level up exponentially. It's growing exponentially. So let them watch. Get used to people observing you, and they're not judging you. They're looking to you for leadership. How is it that you're doing what you're doing? Just let them watch. Totally okay. Totally okay. What are the other ones that I wanted to highlight? Okay. We already talked about Jupiter going direct. That's on the 30th, but the full moon is going to be around the 26th of December, and that's going to be in the sign of Cancer at 4 degrees. So we'll have the sun 4 degrees of Capricorn, and then we'll have the moon at 4 degrees of Cancer. So on the general wheel, Cancer runs our house of home, my pocket of the world. Safety is key. Safety is key down here. These are cultural family roots. If this is our general rising sign over here, this is the mask we wear to the world, but also what we're here to master. These are our relationships, home and safety, and our public life up here. So see how we had the new moon where we're manifesting, and then the full moon down here, this is where we're going to be releasing. It's also when the moon is so bright in the sky that it's highlighting something that maybe you weren't fully cognizant of. You know, and this happened on the 26th of December. So this is about family. You know, a lot of people are learning to, you know, with the nodal transit, cite somewhat irreconcilable differences and move along with their relationships in love. We must lead with love. But I find that, again, to go back to the original intention of this video, when you do get together with family, just send them love. If you physically can't be in the same room with someone without keeping your vibration high, then don't go in that room. And say, I'm sorry, I can't go in that room. I love you from a distance. This is what I can offer you. I've talked about that all the time. These are like when we are removing ourselves from codependent relationships, boundaries are not there to keep people out. They're to say, this is what I can offer you. I used to offer you this and my ears are bleeding and I needed to go see my healer for like a few weeks after that last Thanksgiving. But now this is what I can offer you. I can only show up for coffee. I can't show up for the whole thing. This is it. That's it. And if they cannot accept that, you've given them your offering. If they don't want it, that's okay. And say, okay, I will love you from a safe distance and I will always love you. I'll always be there for you. There's a full-on, I'll use the phrasing that I use because I use the term God brazenly. So there's a full-on demonic attack on the family unit. And on the family unit. And so I will always say, if it is narcissism, codependency, verbal abuse, substance abuse, anything like that, that is totally different. You keep your freaking boundary, you stay no contact, you block, you do whatever you have to do when it comes to those specific vibrations. But if your family is just intertwined within, you know, like if you're, you know, the masculine in the family is feminine and the feminine in the family is super masculine, if it's things like that, I highly recommend you attempt to do boundaried work with those people. And if you can't, just send them love and keep a safe distance. You do not have any obligation to show up to those things. But again, next year is going to be very, very different. I want you to pretend that right now, in this video, I'm a mystic that has come to you around November, December of 2019. And I said, hey, next year the entire world is going to change. It's going to be completely different. Everything that you know is different. Everything that you've ever experienced is going to be changed forever. How would you feel? Okay, I'll have some internal changes going on. Like, you know, maybe you would take them seriously. Maybe you'd feel as though they're soapboxing. Maybe you'd feel as though they were a conspiracy theorist, whatever it is. But I'm doing a very similar thing right now, saying its trajectory is up and up, or radical change that forces you to go on the up and up. I don't know about you, but I needed to hit rock bottom to crawl out of it again. So sometimes people do need things to get dark for them to recognize that they are the light. That they are the light. In my private tarot Patreon group, that's what my guides had channeled. Like, you are the candle. You are the light in the darkness. Don't look for the light in the darkness. Be the light in the darkness. That was a beautiful message that had come through. So also the full moon is 4 degrees of Cancer, and Chiron goes direct in Aries that same day. I don't have the exact timings written down, but that's on the 26th. Very intense, powerful day. Very intense, powerful day. With Chiron, or wounded healer, wounded warrior, this is the centaur, which is fascinating, like lots of centaur, archer type of energy going on over here. That happening on the same day, it can be a little bit of, that's our inner wounds coming out. And when it comes to family dynamics, or when it comes to the holidays, like the vibration of the holidays, our inner roaring pain comes out. Our inner roaring pain comes out. So that's just poignant. Don't show up if you can't. If you can't keep yourself in your sovereignty, why on earth would you show up? Truly, if you're new to your spiritual path, my dears, I really want you to think of yourself as a mother who's newly pregnant, who cannot share what she's going through yet with her immediate friends and family because it's so baby new. But she doesn't drink alcohol, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't eat certain things. Just like that. Or, because I'm going to parlay over into the tarot momentarily. So this could also be, pretend that you're newly sober. And these are your new, or just I'm using that lens. A newly sober person might not go to a party that has tons of drinking in it. If you are 6 months sober, maybe you can go and hold your, Peroni Zero or your soda water and kind of still have that. But if it's still too triggering for you, honor that. There's nothing wrong with you. Honor that. Honor that completely. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. We're going to parlay over into the tarot and certain cards that represent where the sun in the sky is. I'm going to put this back to where it was. So the major arcana card, just because of what I had referenced with addiction and things like that, the major arcana for the sign of Sagittarius is the Temperance card, somewhat called the Alchemist. See what this angel is doing, pouring water from one cup to the other, and it goes to the side? That's by magic. 1 foot in land, 1 foot in water. We're blending those two worlds, the old you, the new you, whatever that may look like for you. But this card is also can be about addictions. It can be about tempering yourself. Reversed, it's like wildness, crazy, going to extremes, all of those things. But I really would love, where can you find balance? Where can you find grace? Where can you find peace amongst, again, infinite dumpster fires going on right now? Like, don't think that I'm not in any way aware of it. Infinite dumpster fires. So now 1 to 10 degrees of Sagittarius, which as I'm recording this, what are we at, 7, I want to say? Pardon me. In this moment in time, yes, we are at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. So this card is almost done. Quick stuff. Quick things coming in. News, information, all of that stuff. Eight, 9, yeah. And this represents 10 to 20 degrees, 11 to 20 degrees of the astrological wheel. So this is also where we're going to be planting that seed for the new moon. This is where the new moon is going to be. One reference book that I really appreciate and respect says that there's like one final test, one final thing. We're ready. Like, look how prepared for war or battle this gentleman is. He's buff. He's been through it. He's put all these wands up by himself. But there's nobody coming. There's a little like PTSD, if you will, for like, I can't create this because what has happened in the past. Don't label your traumas on your lapel. I've talked about this so many times. Just keep on trusting. If your abundances have not come in yet, it's because you were close to people that you were not meant to share those abundances with. Prove me wrong. Thank me later. Yeah. This is the end of Sag season, when we're at the 3rd after party and we're exhausted and we just want to go home. Hustle culture's dead. It's dead. At least in my book. I would never in any way recommend somebody hustles and works themselves to the bone. You're worthy of the kindness and compassion that you offer to your team, flock, family. You're worthy of that time in between breaths. So sometimes we just got to put our heads down and scrub-a-dub-dub and get shit done, but don't do it again unless if time or money were no object, would you be doing what you're about to be doing? If what you want to offer this world brings you zest and effervescence, do it. Charge money for it. Do it. Ready? Yeah. This is the first few degrees of Capricorn. I know. Ready? Yay! That's the Capricorn card. My moon's in Capricorn, so don't judge. Don't judge. This is an entrepreneur's card. This is, I'm making things look effortless. I'm balancing everything I need to on my tray. I have money coming to me effortlessly. Again, watch your addictions. Don't take short pay. The chains around these beings are big enough that they can remove them at any time. We can leave the matrix at any time. It's our belief and audacity, my friends. My belief and audacity. Okie dokie. So I'm going to take a sip of water and I'm going to see if my guides want to come through and what they have to say. I have 3 guides here right now. Kind of in my imagery are the 3 wise men. And I also have my 3 little gray aliens with me that have been watching my exponential growth. So that's very, very exciting. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I'm going to channel. And I don't usually... This is the way that I'm going to be offering my guides from now on. And I guess not everybody channels and not everybody does this. And for a long time, I had thought that everyone did. So I'm just going to let them come through. Let them come through. They're excited to be here. They're grateful. It's scary to be seen. For all of us, it's so scary to be seen. Invoke your angels more often, my dears. Invoke your angels. And when you don't feel as though you are as big and gargantuan and as bright as you really are, pretend you have wings and pretend your ancestors are walking behind you. That is the entourage that the rest of the world sees. They see how big and bright you are. Show them. Show them with your audacity. Show them with your trying. Show them with your belief. Say, watch me. Do not listen to the chitter-chatters. You all have big things to do, big things to say, big things to dream of. Your imagination is more powerful than you could ever imagine it to be. Trust it. If you wake up every day with an idea, with an image, sift through the fears, child. Sift through the fears. And what is the gold underneath? What is the gold that you can bring down to say, here, this is my light. Let me share it with you. Let me show you what lights me up. There will be many, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, who wake up, yes, in 2024, and so many of them will be scary. It will feel so scary. They will feel alone, like a child in a room in the dark, that their siblings have locked them in, maybe the closet, if you will, where they saw the shadows of demons before. They cannot hurt you, they cannot touch you unless you give them the power to do so. Follow Feel the moon and the stars ground down to fly. There will be clouds that wink at you, and different glitches, if you will, that will make you question, did I see that? I was here and now I'm there. What is time? What is space? The more you ground, the less confused you will feel. Find a guide within yourself. Your high self wishes to meet you at the cafe table. Your high self wishes to meet you where you are. Trust in them. Find that inner voice. Differentiate between I am mad at me, who is whom? Who is whom? Find ways to incorporate your practice into your everyday. Start anywhere in this breath where you are. Your journeys are more magical and etheric than you will ever visualize them to be, because the eyes that you have, Pluto, will not let you see just yet. It is coming, it is coming, it is coming. Trust in your vibration, trust in your mindset, trust in your belief systems, and nothing more. It is you and you and you. All over the planet, billions of yous, fractals of God in human form. We leave you now. We bless you. Trust in the God that you understand. Please take a sip of water. Okie dokie. So I have a little meditation that I'm going to, it's in a longer program, but I'm going to find it and offer it on my Gumroad for you. It's meeting your higher self. It's a guided meditation that I recorded back in 2021. It's you meeting your higher self at a cafe table, in the tent that I create for you. So I'm going to put that together so that's available for you if you're ever in need. And again, I'll put it out for $2.22 or something very, very accessible. But I just want you to have that in case you have not met your higher self before. I just want to offer that to you. So is that it? That's it. Definitely. My guides always say to journal after you watch this. Journal your notes, what came through, just kind of, this is, almost an hour of information. So definitely just whatever resonates with you is for you. And that's it. There's a lot that you can focus on. There's tarot, there's astrology, there's development, there's meditation, there's, proper food and beverage. There's so many different things that we could focus on right now. But again, Sagittarius season, expanded focus. Whatever you are focusing on is what you are birthing and creating. Whether you have this language or not. If you complain more, you're just going to manifest more things to complain about. If you are grateful for your fingers and toes and the cup of tea or coffee that you can pick up each day, opposable thumbs, then you are going to be gifted more things that you can be grateful for and manifest very, very easily. So let's work with these energies together as a group, as a team. I think that's all today, my darlings. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment below anything that you're going through that you feel comfortable and confident to share with the group. There are links below for donations if you are ever interested in that. Everything that I put out on YouTube, I offer completely complimentary. There were times in my life where I was, at the end of 2020, borderline homeless. And I don't know what I would have done without YouTube, without free offerings from divine channels and, galactic leaders, I would never take every single thing away from my YouTube platform. I'm just going to be offering certain things in certain capacities. So welcome to December, everyone. I'm so grateful for you. Please reach out directly if you'd like to book a one-on-one session. My rates are changing. My offerings are changing in January of 2024. So if you're keen for my rate that it is right now, even if we book into January, if you book it now and pay now, that it will be at this price. So definitely jump on that. And for the rest of December, pardon me, I also have a intuitive question, one question for $40. Please, with payment, send along any of your questions, any of your birth chart, astrological things, whatever it may be, and I'll record a 10 to maybe 15-minute video response for you that you can watch as many times as you'd like. So these are all my offerings for December. Change it in January. I'm very, very grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for being here, and please let me know how I can best help you. Ciao, ciao.